Hey everybody, Adam Bate here, older brother at SEO Brothers, and in today's video we're going to touch on the topic of long tail keywords, and particularly we're going to understand what they are and how do we use them within a content marketing strategy. Now, if you've ever explored keyword research or content marketing, you've likely heard of the terms a head keyword and long tail keyword. Now to start, why don't we just slap a definition on sort of head keyword and long tail keyword, where a head keyword is basically a more general search query that has a larger search volume, but the searcher intent is a little bit more mixed within it. And a long tail keyword has sort of a smaller monthly search volume, but its intent is a little bit more focused. Now, let's just sort of start by highlighting the fact that yes, it is 2019, and gone are the days where we're going to create a separate piece of content for every single keyword variation. Just because there's an is in the search term, or the geo modifier is on one side and not the other, or the industry term is on the beginning and not the end, we don't need a separate piece of content just because the keyword is sort of structured differently. That's not how we approach content marketing. It isn't how we approach content for SEO. That said, there's still a very valid question within this discussion, and it's one that we get a lot, and it's whether or not we should create a separate piece of content for each long tail keyword, or if we should write one piece of content that touches on and discusses all of sort of the searcher intents of multiple long tail keywords. So basically, should I create one cornerstone piece of content that discusses a lot of different subtopics and a lot of different sort of sub-searcher intents, or should I create really high quality content that really dives into a particular searcher intent based on sort of the research of long tail keywords? Very valid question, one that we get asked a lot, and my answer is usually, why can't we do both? We've touched on content theming and structuring and siloing your website in a different video, so I'm not going to get into that in this video. However, I do have two criteria to quickly highlight that I use in combination in order to make these informed decisions in whether or not to invest in content, particularly for long tail keyword, or keep things more general and discuss multiple topics within a blog post. Now, the first criteria that I use is what I like to call the hierarchy of searcher intent. So this might get a little bit nerdy, but bear with me. I'm going to give you an example. Let's assume that I run a sporting company or a recreational company. Maybe I have a series of recreational facilities across a given state or province, and I want to use content marketing in order to drive more leads for my business on an inbound approach. So as part of my business, maybe I offer sporting leagues throughout the whole year, and I want to really focus on this and content marketing to sort of support this side of my business. I may start by wanting to create a piece of content on the best sporting leagues in my state or my province. Biasedly, obviously, I want my own leagues to appear in this list as well and in this resource. But this could be a great starting point for sort of a content marketing approach for this style of topic. As I continue to do some research, as I continue to dig into this topic, what I'm going to realize is that the intent or that people searching for sporting leagues have multiple intents. And this is where the hierarchy of searcher intent comes in. What I'll notice is that people are likely searching based on the actual sport itself. So instead of just best sporting leagues in my state, people are likely looking for the best soccer leagues and the best basketball leagues and the best tennis leagues. What I'll continue to notice as I dive deeper is that while each one of these sports may be a great piece of content, within each of these topics, more searcher intent will come out. Maybe people are looking for the best soccer league based on gender. So maybe they're looking at male and female. Maybe they're looking at the best soccer league based on age, and they're looking at adult and over 30, over 40 compared to youth and teen. Or maybe they're looking at soccer leagues or sporting leagues based on how competitive they are, and maybe they want competitive versus non-competitive or recreational leagues. So what you'll notice is you'll break out what I like to refer to as the hierarchy of searcher intent. And this is where sort of the first criteria will come in determining whether or not you should create a separate piece of content or it should be part of a larger piece of content. You can work from the top down or you can work from the bottom up. But what you need to do is flush out this hierarchy of searcher intent and understand how many different levels are involved and how many different searcher intents are involved however you structure your content. So now that we have the overarching sort of searcher intent hierarchy to a general topic, what we're going to do is just combine that with our second criteria, and that's search volume and sort of number of keywords in each of these long tail keyword groups. This is what's really going to drive the yes, no, as it comes down to investing in this content. Is there enough people searching for, this very well-defined searcher intent to warrant a piece of content, or should we maybe combine that a sort of upper rung on the sort of structure in the hierarchy with a sort of a parent page and talk about this sub searcher intent group within a more general topic? So that is going to be sort of a subjective or not subjective approach that you'll have to take in your own business. I can't give you a threshold of searcher intent. It really comes down to what a lead and what the different searcher intents are and how they combine with each other, and sort of the value of an inbound lead from inbound marketing like this. So to recap, I like to create a separate post for long tail keywords if there is enough search volume and sort of enough different keywords within sort of each keyword group in order to justify the investment in that content. And also where there's enough subtopics or sub searcher intent group where I have enough to talk about within that piece of content in order to provide a lot of value and create a high quality piece of content. In the process, what's going to happen is that you're going to end up creating very similar, very relevant pieces of content that are high quality, where you're going to internally link them. And this is where you're going to get back to that siloed or themed approach that's going to just lift sort of the visibility of each one of these pages together in the search engines. So I hope I communicated this about as well as I thought I might. This is sort of an interesting topic of more so on content marketing than pure SEO, but hopefully you found a little bit of value in it. Hopefully your approach to the hierarchy of searcher intent may be a little bit different now than it was before. If you have any questions on this topic, I'd be happy to discuss them. And as always, I hope everyone's having a wonderful day, and we'll see you next week. Take care.